Hi, good morning. This is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in Montclair, New Jersey. And of course, the schools are closed again because there's an election. So I've been living in the US now for 14 years and I've learned to not try to understand everything. So I just know that when there's an election, schools are closed. So I want to take this opportunity to start a new initiative because for a while I started my podcast about a year ago, and sometimes I want to talk about something more current, something that happened in the week that I just concluded, something that doesn't need to wait until I have time to process a podcast and add B-roll and get lost in perfection. And so I thought about what can I do to kind of force myself to be better at being speaking online, live, and without a very strict script. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do something called 10 o'clock Tuesdays. This is Mia de Mel, my daughter, that have generated her creative skills, donated her creative skills to design this logo. And I think it's pretty clever, 10 o'clock Tuesdays. Then first I thought, okay, what kind of framework, what kind of template, what kind of structure should I use? Then I thought, what about if I speak about 10 good things that happened and then 10 challenges, 10 not so good things. So, the term um, 10 roses, like a rose and a thorn, that kind of concept. But then I spoke to my accountability partner, Michael and Victor, and they said, like, then it's just going to end up being a whiny party where there's whine about everything that I think is wrong. And I think he had a very good point. It's something I thought about as well. So I decided to skip that, but it will still be called 10 o'clock Tuesdays. So whether it's 10 minutes or maybe a little bit longer, maybe it's 3 subjects or 5 subjects, it doesn't really quite matter too much. And I really want to show whoever is listening, if it's only me, that's fine as well. That we don't need to have a plan to begin something. So for this first Tuesday 10 o'clock live, I really want to kind of give my presentation that I gave a few weeks ago to Good Morning Creative Mornings in Montclair, where I spoke for 7 minutes and I spoke about how I started my podcast, Design for Humans. So since I already had the slides, they're super imperfect because they've also been used for science for my daughter's eco fair, so they're pretty messed up. But again, I want to show my kids and the whole world and myself perfection is not something we should pursue because it's unattainable. So, first, I'm going to say I'm a human. And I never thought that that would be something I would actually highlight because we all humans. But since now AI is coming and I'm seeing enough podcasts about the future to know how fast this will go. So human is going to be equality. So we are humans. We have emotions. We are imperfect. We are not optimized. We're not efficient all the time. We don't always take the straight route. We do something called weird things. We go out for a walk where it's not needed or we don't have time for it, and we come up with ideas. And we have these emotions that make us do things. Um, we have like something more than a machine doesn't have at this point. So a year ago, I saw AI come in, and I thought, okay, it's probably going to take my jobs in a few years. So how can I make a platform, a forum where I talk to people and humans, and where we talk about why collaboration with real humans is important. And as a designer, I believe that's the key, most important thing is good collaboration and really human dialogue. It is it is true what my design teachers taught me. It is about the process. It's not about, yeah, of course, it's about the final product. But if you don't go through a process, your product will likely not be as good. So that's also kind of what I see with AI, kind of jumps that process and they just go straight to the result. But in design, in my opinion, is very much about going through that process with your client, with another person, and then it will lead to hopefully a well thought out result. So that's why I started my Design for Humans podcast a year ago. And I really think it's been fun. So I never had thought it would be so much fun. I never thought it would be such a big work and so many things I didn't know about. But I'm so happy I did it. And I encourage all of you to just start whatever you're thinking about. Just start it. Yeah. No, no one really expects it to be perfect, and it will not be perfect. So the first thing I thought about when I was starting a podcast, okay, I don't have a good microphone. I don't have a external camera. I don't really have a good lighting system. I don't have a backdrop. I don't have all these things. I don't know how to do a thumbnail. I don't know how about YouTube tags and how to set up all of the descriptions and the chapters and all. I don't know about all those things. Again, it doesn't matter. Just get started because you have no idea what you don't know. So just start, and it will it will go from there, and you will learn from there. If you try to think throughout all the things that you want to plan for, you're just never gonna get started. And then, of course, when you start a podcast, you start watching all of these. I started watching all of these YouTube tutorials, the six best thing to do on YouTube to go viral, and the things that you go in and analyze your competitors and reverse engineer good content. So you do basically just take something that you know is a good piece of content, and then you package it in your own packaging, and it's just not what I want to do. I don't really care if nobody watches. Who cares? Then I at least learn something. I reflect on something I've experienced, something. But I don't want to reverse engineer my content to get likes and to get to 1,000 subscribers or whatever, because then it's for me it's just fake, and it's not something that I can sustain for a long time if I just do it in a very analytical way in terms of looking at what I should say to get likes. So my advice is to do something that you love, do something that you think can keep you going for a long time. Because if you don't love it, chances are that you're not gonna keep doing it. Yeah, you could force yourself to keep doing something you don't love and you're not excited about. Good luck with that. I'm not sure, but it doesn't work so well for me. So I would really advise to follow this logo, this not this logo, this slogan. I'm not gonna say it because I think you probably know what it is. I think it's time that you you do what you really want to do. I almost said it, but you know, get started. So another very good piece of advice I would like to give is to get yourself a Michael. I have now a Michael and a Victor, and these two guys are my accountability partners from New York. And now we have a weekly call where we kind of whine for a little bit, talk about the good things, and then talk about, okay, what can we do and how well is it going? And it's pretty good. So have yourself an accountability partner. Michael and me, we started last year, and I said if I don't post a weekly podcast every Sunday, I can't have coffee for 2 weeks. And Michael said, I love bread so much, so my penalty will be that I can't have bread for 2 weeks. And it kept us going for 15 weeks. Then Michael said he didn't think it was fun to do his podcast anymore, and we stopped. And I kind of also stopped. So it took me 7 months to get back again because I fell off that accountability train. So really, I see the value in having an accountability partner. So I see that I'm passing 10 minutes, so it's not going to be 10 minutes every Tuesday, but it's probably going to be a little bit longer, but it will be 10 o'clock Tuesdays live. So one thing is one of my live challenges to learn is to ask for help. I really don't like to ask for help. I would much rather walk 8 hours in the sun instead of asking for directions. Much rather. But sometimes that's not the most efficient way, and sometimes I don't want to be efficient. But if you want to not do everything yourself and spend your whole life doing things that has already been done many times. Learn to ask. And that's something I need to learn to do as well. So I also need to learn to ask for subscribers. If you enjoy this kind of crazy, weird content that I do, if you find some kind of value in the interviews with other designers, my clients, consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. It's kind of hard to get subscribers. I describe it to my friend that it's almost harder to get subscribers than finding gold on the street. So yeah, my advice: ask for help. Ask if people have done what you want to do before, and again, generally people are pretty happy to give their advice. So ask for help. And then the last sign here, it's pretty messed up and it's been used and it's scratched and all of that, but it can read in two ways: imperfect and I'm perfect, and you're perfect. So there's no such thing in this world as perfect. It will be imperfect. Um, so we might as well embrace that. That's what I'm forcing myself to do as well by just doing a live podcast without too many lines of script. So again, do something imperfect. You are perfect as you are. I saw this brilliant other YouTuber. He said, YouTube is for you. There's only one you on YouTube. I'm gonna tag him in the show notes because I love that saying. Like, there's only one you on YouTube, so you should trademark that. It's really good. So just get started. Don't get stuck in perfection. And now I'm landing on about 12 minutes live, and I think that was pretty fun. Hopefully, maybe somebody out there will see it, or if not, that's completely fine as well. And I will see you next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Thank you.